Okay, in this video we're going to work on putting the front glass in, the hinges, the front door, the back. We've got lots to do yet. So in this episode we should finish everything up, where the next episode we can try this thing out. I got this thing running right now. And another thing I want to do, I want to put a switch on the back. When I bought these power switches right here, I got a 2-pack. I think it's only like $5 or $6. But I want to install one on the back of it. I want to install one to turn off this tray right here, just like that. And it will stay off. That way when I'm building my tires, stuff like that, it will stay turned off. I'm not going to install it on the front up here. It'd be nice if I'd have thought about that ahead of time. I could come in here and put it right beside the skill stop switch, but I'm going to put it on the back. I don't want to take a chance of messing up the front panel here. And anyway, this piece is already installed. It's I could have put it, maybe put this a little bit down and the other switch right beside that one. I'm just going to install it in the back panel, right behind this skill stop switch. That way we won't have very far to go at all. We just have to put one little jumper in there is all we have to do to wire that in there. Okay, you can probably see where I added a piece in here. Right here. I brought this down. I brought it down because I put this in here. And you want this glass in there where you can raise it. Maybe I'll demonstrate this after I get it bolted in. But you want this glass in here where it will raise all the way up to the top like that. You don't want to, like up here, you don't want to, you'd be standing there holding it while you're building your towers in here. So you want to bring that down so you can raise that glass all the way up to the top. See, that would be pretty good right there. Okay, I got the holes drilled out in the hinge. I drilled them way up high where it'll catch some of that material that's already been installed. Drop the bolt in there. That way the hinge won't move around. Make sure it's flush right here. Now we'll drill our last one down here. And drop a bolt in that. Drop a bolt in that so it don't move. Now we'll drill our 2 center holes. Now give me some air and I'll get it blowed off. Okay, I got my 4 bolts in the hinge up here. I could have painted that. I sure ain't gonna spray paint it, so I'm gonna have to get some black paint and it's really not gonna show much. Drill these holes out just a little bit bigger on the hinge itself, so these will countersink just a little bit more. See, this won't close down all the way. So we'll do that now. Pull these screws out. Yeah, if you're not going to use this right here, if you're not going to get one of these off of eBay and use this type, maybe just have a slot up here, drop your coins in, then you don't have to worry about adding this piece right here. You can go ahead and put your hinge up here towards the top up here, and that'll be just fine. You want to be able to lift your glass up so you won't have to stand there and hold it while you're building your towers. So I'm going to go ahead and drill these holes out. I'll be right back. Okay, I got these bolts here all countersunk good. I mean, they're not perfect, but this hinge will sit down pretty flat now. That's what you want. So now that glass will lay in there like that. We'll put double-sided tape down here on this, maybe 2 strips. Do that here shortly. Got to cut the glass first. But that's going to sit in there real nice. And that way when that thing opens, it will go all the way. Another thing, you don't want your glass all the way up against the hinge either. You want to set it back just about 1/4 of an inch or so. So it'll give you room to, that will stand just about straight up. So we're going to find a way when we get that glass put in where we can get this thing to stay up there. We don't have to worry about it falling down. Like I say, we'll work on that later. But I got all 4 of my bolts in. Got the nuts on the back. Got a washer on the back of it. Got them tightened down. But everything's looking good. I'll just have to do some touch up on this. Paint this black somehow. Probably should have painted it before I stuck it in there, but it's really not going to show unless you got it open. And it don't really matter. So that's looking good. Now we'll jump over here on the door. Get the hinges put on that. Okay, my hinges came in. And these actually go, let's see, this would be the black door on this side, the white's on the inside, so they would go like this. So we're going to flip these over and we're going to drill them. I have that first one just a little bit off the bottom, maybe about 3/4 of an inch. Your very top one, you got to bring it down about 4 inches, 4 to 5 inches, because all your panels and stuff's here in the way. Bring that down. We're going to flip these over and drill them. We're going to get all these holes drilled, and then we need to paint the door, because we don't want to paint the hinges. Gotta get the door painted, and we'll be about ready to hang that thing. And then once we get the door hung, then we may jump on the glass and get the glass cut. And we got this angle iron that goes on the top of the door. That will keep your glass from coming up. That goes on top of the door. It's just a 90-degree angle. So we'll get to that here in a minute. So I need to drill these holes real quick. Be right back. Okay, when you drill your first hole in the center, make sure you drop a bolt down in there. That way this thing cannot move. You don't want that thing to move a little bit and then your holes be off. So now we'll pull that hinge off of there and we'll go paint it. Be right back. Well, I just tested the table saw cutting this plexiglass. Does a good job. No problems. So I figured that'd be faster than trying to cut it with a grinder or jigsaw. Plus you get a lot straighter line too. So I think it's 25.5 inches we got to cut that. Okay, cutting a $50 piece of plexiglass kind of makes me nervous. Here it goes. Okay, everything went well, except I forgot to put on my hearing protection. My word, that thing's loud. Got a nice edge. I'll take some sandpaper and dress that up a little bit. Okay, before we put the glass in, I installed this switch, got it cut out, pushed in there. You got to disconnect your wires off the stop switch. This is the 110 volts. This is what stops the tray. So now we take these two wires, one back to the stop switch and one back to this switch. Then your other two openings, put in the jumper. That jumper will go from this one back to the stop switch where you took the other wire off. And make sure you have this unplugged, by the way. Completely dead. So we're going to wire off one side of it. It's going to be either right side or left side. We're not going to have both sides, so it's not going to light up. You're only going to have power coming through one side of it. So it's not going to light up, so that's fine. So let me get this wired up and I'll be right back. Okay, now when the tray's running, I can reach up here and flip it off. Turn it back on. That's going to be nice whenever you get ready to load up your tires and stuff. Just come back here. You want it all lit up so you can see what you're doing. Just in the back, just flip the switch off and that shuts off your tray. Get ready to play, just turn it back on. You still have the functionality on the stop switch in the front also. So it's a real easy to put that in. I added that today too. Built October 2022. Okay, getting ready to put in that glass. I got two strips of double-sided tape on here. I'll wipe that real clean with Windex or whatever you got, 401, 409 cleaner. Make sure it's good and clean. Getting the plastic pull back. That's where it's going to stick, right up towards the top here. This cut was so clean on the table saw, I had to look twice just to see. Time I got it all sanded and clean, I had to look twice just to see what side I cut, because I want the clean side, factory side, towards the top. The only way I could tell is I could see my mark. Okay, we'll pull this back. Probably ought to go ahead and pull it plumb off. I sure don't want to flip up like that while I'm trying to stick it down. I'm just going to pull it halfway down. That'd be a disaster. Go ahead and pull this bottom sheet off. Thing about this, you only got one shot at it. So I hope I get it good and square in there. I want it at the very top of the top line up there. Very top of the tape up there. It'd be nice right there if I could get it there. Pull that tape like that. Well, if I had one more person helping me here. Somebody to pull the tape on it. Right there is where I need it. Well, if it's real bad, I'll just have to redo it. Well, I done got that pushed back down, so I'm gonna have to Start all over again. Okay, I'm pulling the tape. Pull some of this tape back so I can see where I'm heading. Right here. I think that'll be a lot better if I can see what I'm doing. Okay, make sure I got the right side. Looks good and square to me. It could be a little bit above the. Just rock it back and forth here. Tilt it down, check your sides, kind of in the middle here. Tilt it back this way. Nice. Very nice. Okay, for up here to the top, we're gonna have some black stripe in here. Yeah, I don't think I could have got it any better. That's awesome. Nice and even on both sides here. So that's awesome. Sure didn't want to have to do that over again. Okay, I'm going to leave that for now. So now let's get back down here on these hinges. I've already got it all installed, and I'll show you how I did it. Okay, I kind of overkilled on the bolts here. I probably put in a little bit bigger than what I needed to, but the main thing on this you need to have, if you're using these type of hinges, kind of bends around the doorway there, arcade hinges. Just have your door open like that, wide open, and then find this. Should have been dropped down about another ½ inch or so. That's what I was telling you earlier on that. Whenever I got ready to drill this center hole, it slipped on me1/4 inch, and it got me up here too close to this part. And now I really can't put in a top bolt up here, but I think it'll be fine. So this hinge should have been dropped down about another ½ inch. It'd been fine. But once you put on your hinges on the door first, and then you take it over here to the machine and you hold it up there. And also don't forget about your gap at the bottom. You don't want it dragging. I put about 2/4 thickness between it. Yeah, I kind of got overkill on the hinges, but it won't go nowhere. The bottom hinges. I've been looking for my masking tape so I can do some touch-up on this thing. I haven't found it yet. Got some blue masking tape around here somewhere. I want to get that done today. Got the glass in, so I'll shut this door. Shuts really nice. Yeah, it works really good. That's what they look like on the front side. And some of these on the back side, I'm gonna have to grind them off. I think I might wind up painting all that black. Go ahead and paint all that black. Hinges and everything. I was wanting to put in a lock today, but I'll show you that here in a minute. Okay, what we're going to work on now is this angle iron that goes on the front of the door. This keeps it from picking up on the glass. If you got this cabinet lock, they won't be able to pick up on the glass. It locks the whole cabinet up. So I think we've got 3 bolts. Carriage bolts is going to go into that. And I'll get that drilled. I ran out of them other bolts, so good thing I found the carriage bolts. That'll look pretty good in there, and do that about in the center. And then in behind, here, open this up. It's gonna have bolts sticking out here. We'll get them grinded off, but they're still gonna land right in here. So we'll just have to come in here with a spade bit and just chew that out. So them will land in there. We can shoot some black in there. We don't really have to go all the way through it. Just deep enough for the nuts to fit down in there. I do have a 1/2 inch drill bit, so that might work too. So I'm gonna go drill my angle iron here. Drill about halfway down, where these will fit flush in there, just like that. Okay, we've got our first hole drilled down here. Put a bolt in it so it won't move. Now we'll drill the second hole. I don't think I had the right drill bit. Well, I'm gonna have to go change back. Okay, now we can drill this one. I'm not gonna drill all the way through. Now I'll go down here and drill on the other one. Now we'll take them back off and go ahead and drill them through. Okay, on this angle iron here, you got your small holes drilled about the size of your bolt. Now you need to go back. I'll show you why. You go back and re-drill drill your angle iron where it's a little bit bigger, where it can sit down in there like that. Sit down in there flush. So now I got two more big ones to drill. Actually one. These are all ready to go. So I'll drill this one, and then these here will countersink. Then see, that'll sit down in there nice when you you want to leave your door the small hole and then drill your angle iron a little bit bigger hole where this here will countersink in there, be flush. So I'll go drill the other hole. Then we can bolt it on. Okay, I had to grind off all my bolts here. Got them as flush as I could. And then when it got ready to close, it still hung up a little bit. So I had to notch out a little bit here and here, down on the other end. Down here, down here, and down here. I had to notch it out a little bit. Basically just took a good sized drill bit and kind of drilled it in, and then I touched it up, of course. Now it closes nice. So that's the biggest reason why I kept the plastic on the glass, because I figured I'd have to do some touch up on that. So on our keyway down here, so our keyway here, I want to put it in the doorway here, install it right in here. So I'm going to have to work on that later. But I did get the back on. I got the black stripe on. Got the black stripe on, and I got the coin pusher and letters on there. So the only thing I lack now is a little bit of touch up on the bottom of the cabinet. And this thing is done. Yeah, right down in there. Gotta reshoot that. Still looking for my masking tape. I'll have to get my masking tape out. All this door and everything turned out nice. I'm about ready to load up some chips, some coins. Ready to play this thing. Yeah, that switch is going to be nice. That switch we put in on the back. I might think about putting in something right in here. I got some white plastic or something I could make a little triangle out of. Kind of hide that back in there. So I'm going to do some touch up, and then I'll be right back and I'll show you the final product. And this build project is going to be done. Peel the plastic off of it and start building tires, because we can finally play it. Okay, got all the touch-up work done. Along the side, along the bottom mainly. Looks a lot better. So let's pull the plastic off this thing, and let's knock the camera over. Well, I see a nice scratch right in the middle of the thing. It's probably that way when I got it. right there. It's not real bad, but it's just gonna have to live with it, I guess. Yeah, it's deep enough you can feel it. Okay, I'm gonna give you a guess what this black stripe was right here that I used to hide the double-sided tape. That was the extra black stripe that came off my Camaro. So I'll get this thing all cleaned up in here. Still got some tools and stuff in there, tape. Okay, in the next video we'll be playing this thing. Like I say, I'll get this all cleaned up. I still need to put something on my sides over here. I found some dark tinted plexiglass in my closet that might be big enough for that. We may change it from time to time. Thought about putting Camaro pictures in there or something in there. So yeah, I see a bunch of dust in there, so I gotta get that all blowed out, cleaned up, and get ready to play this thing. Okay, I'm putting on the back door. I put on these strips right here. Put 4 of them on the back of the cabinet. Another one up here. Now all you gotta do now is just stick the back panel on there. And where you put the strips, just drill a hole, put a screw in it, one at a time. I was gonna put hinges on this, but my hinges didn't work, of course. But that's okay. We're not gonna be back here very much at all, unless we got something that quit on us. Okay, we was gonna get ready to put in this lock. We come into a problem here. If you're not sure about your lock before you go drill the hole, I would suggest putting it into a little board like this, the same thickness as your door. This one is, that cylinder, or that lock is just a little bit too short. Because I got a couple other washers I want to put on it. The one that keeps it from turning. But I had to chisel a lot of that back in order to even, had to chisel the wood back in order to even get it to screw on there. When you're installing your lock, find out where you want to put it, and take this piece right here. I'll show you how to put this in. Take this piece right here, put it right here on your cabinet here, and have it where it just barely touches the side over here. So if you want to drill if you want to use the short throw, drill the middle one. If you want to use the long one, drill the outside one here. So right here is where you'd want to drill. Put in your I decided I better try this out before because it was looking a little bit short, a little bit, wasn't thick enough. My material's a little bit too thick. I could keep shaving that down and make it work. But I think I'm just going to get a longer one. I think this one was 7/8. I need to get one an inch. 1.25 inches would probably be better. That way you'd have some thread sticking up there. So, I'm really not even going to, really don't even want to drill that until I get my new piece like this. It may be longer, it may be shorter, but that's how you do it. You just stick that up against your cabinet, And it depends on what hole you want to use. I'd probably use the long throw. So just drill right here. And that's a 7/8 bit. Put a 7/8 bit spade bit in there. I was really kind of wanting to drill that today, but there ain't no use peeling that cabinet back when I'll just get a longer one. See, that's what it looks like out of the material. Let's see this. You need more threads out here. You need about as long as this. You need these threads as long as that. Yeah, you need that about another half again as much. So I didn't get that long enough. These was only like 2.5. Like 2.5 shipping, so it was like $5. It's pretty cheap. That's a high security door lock. These are the kind that when you install them, you have them in the lock position. It's only got one slot in it. Now I've got a gun cabinet that's got 2 slots in it, one here and one at the 90-degree mark. And it allows you to pull the keys out. On this one, you have to be in your lock position whenever you pull the keys out. And you stick your keys in and unlock it, and it won't allow you to pull the keys out until you have it locked. So that's good as far as security goes. You will not leave your cabinet unlocked, because you won't be able to get the keys out. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to install the lock today, and I probably won't do a video on it, but I showed you kind of how to do it. I guess I could come back and do it. I can just do maybe a 10 minutes or less video on it. But this is going to end this video. The next one I just got another 600 chips in yesterday. And look at this. Ready to play. Let me turn it on real quick. Got in 600 more chips yesterday. I can't play it yet. I'm waiting on a cell phone holder for my tripod. I can't use this camera. This is one of the studio cameras. It don't have a good enough picture. It's too blue and got reflections and everything else. You can see one of my studio lights right there in the reflection. So I'm going to have to use a cell phone to record my videos for this coin pusher. So hopefully I'll have it by Monday so I can record a video and have it out by Thursday. So thanks for watching.